Tina, I knew no one. Like truly, I knew no one. And then just this viral thing. I
Yeah.
mean, like old fashioned girlfriend to girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like I always say G to G. And then, some really big celebrities found us and were generous enough to talk about us. Tracee Ellis Ross might have been one of the first. Certainly Gwyneth Paltrow was huge. I mean, Hailey Bieber, Rachel Brosnahan, so many
Mm-hmm.
extraordinary, amazing celebrities and people with platforms that have supported us over the years. But you have to have just like, I think, a really clear vision and just be ready to like work your ass off.
Welcome to There Is No Alternative, a podcast about entrepreneurship, where I talk to founders, investors, and experts in the consumer world. I'm Tina Bou-Saba, founder of CXT Investments, where I invest in consumer brands and technology. Today, we are joined by April Gargiulo, founder of Vintner's Daughter, a beautiful skincare brand. Super excited to hear her story. Hi, April. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Hello. The hardest part is over, saying my last name.
Exactly. Did I get it right?
You crushed it.
I love it. I love it. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. I am so excited to host you. Your story is inspirational, really, really special. So very excited to share it.
Tina, I'm so happy to be here. It's so
Yay.
exciting.
Yay. Love
Thank
it.
you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Okay. Well, to start us off, tell us about Vintner's Daughter.
I mean, the quick is, Vintner's Daughter is a performance-driven nutritional skincare company. It is, you've probably heard me joke before. I always say that I'm in beauty witness protection because we are, we are very different than most of the beauty brands you're going to see. And that is because my background's in winemaking and it is that winemaking philosophy of precision, using time as an ingredient rather than a constraint, having this very methodical attention to detail and understanding that your raw materials are everything. And so it was me who had skin stuff my entire life, cystic acne as you get older, and was using what I thought were the best products. And just to be honest, I was only basing that off of how expensive they were.
Mm-hmm.
And I started, which I think a lot of us do. I mean, I don't think that's abnormal, right? Beauty's such a black box. It's so hard. With clothes,
Yeah.
you can see the fabrication, you can understand the material, but beauty's not. And so I was at a place where I just started going down the rabbit hole and looking at all the ingredients of all the things. And I just was so shocked at how low quality it was. The ingredients were low quality, the formulation was low quality, and started to think, what would it look like? What would a skincare company look like if I built it off the same philosophical foundations as the world of winemaking I was coming from? What if I um, use time as an ingredient? What if I didn't cut corners? What if I did not take any shortcuts? What if every material I began with was the highest quality material you can find? And I treated them with just like meticulous respect and, not to create a bottle of wine that tastes beautiful and is representative of like a place and time, but to create beauty that connects with your skin like nothing else, to deliver dramatic, long-lasting results.
Such a great concept, so unique. So let's go back to the very beginning, like when you were first conceiving it
Yes.
and the first product. Like, walk us through that. And you picked a name, you decided on a formula. Like, tell us all about
Yeah.
that.
I mean, again, like it was me pursuing my dream, right? This very personal exercise. And so there was no focus groups. There was
Yeah.
no, do you know what I mean? Like it was
Mm-hmm.
nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
From start to finish, it was like bringing my dream to life, my dream product to life. And again, I wasn't somebody who could, put coconut oil on my skin, go to bed, and everything was going to be great. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I need a lot of performance, right? I would also been living in this paradigm, and to some degree, we're like shockingly still in it. But this idea that the more products you use, the better the better you are, right? Like the closer to God you are is really how they
Yeah,
make you think.
yeah.
And so I also didn't believe that. I was a new mom also, and like that idea was ludicrous to me. And ironically, I'm not the person who likes to sit in the bathroom for 10 hours doing a skincare routine, right? Like I want to get in and get out, and I want amazing performance. So, with all that said, what I wanted to do was, like I said, take no shortcuts. And so I just started
Mhm,
unraveling traditional luxury, so-called luxury
mhm.
beauty. And just every shortcut I found out they took, I took it out of the equation and just peeled back the layers one after one after one to get to a place where I knew that the only way I could impact the skin at the level I wanted to, because I didn't want to just listen, you put all our products on and you put it on your I'm a glowing goddess. It's so beautiful. And that's true.
Mhm.
There's like immediate illumination and lifting
Yeah.
and plumping and all that. But for me, it was that plus it needed to compound with every use. The results, the performance needed to get better at every turn, right? Like I wanted to have a lifetime relationship with your skin, not a month or what have you until you go to the next one. So, kept peeling back the layers till I got to this place where the only way I was gonna be able to do that is if I started with whole plants and the most nutrient-rich whole plants in the world. And what I created was this, infusion process. It's this very kind of technical, very precise temperature-controlled process where
Wow.
we capture all of the nutrients from those plants, and in nature, because we're symbiotic, the nutrients are in the most perfect ratios to feed us. And so as it happens, these botanicals are made from the same nutritional structure as our skin. And just like our bodies, when we all know that whole foods feed our bodies the best, right? We all know
Yep.
that. But
Yep.
like it's the connection hasn't been made with skin, our largest organ, right? The same people who are buying a $30 smoothie at Erewhon are slathering their skin with processed ingredients. And by the way, it could still be natural and processed. I
Yeah.
always say, you can buy Pop-Tarts at Whole Foods. It's still incredibly processed,
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
so that was the beginning. How do I just keep peeling back the layers to get to a place where I know that I can feed the skin at the deepest levels?
So cool. Okay, so you started
Did I
with
even answer the question,
one
Tina?
product.
I
You
might not have.
did.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no, no, you definitely did. It's just it's so cool because it's so different
Oh,
from the vast, vast
yes.
majority of beauty brands
Yes.
and as more like wine, right? More like wine
Well,
or other
I
natural products.
exactly. I came with that discipline.
Yeah.
I came with that understanding that that was the only way you're gonna make the finest of something,
Ugh,
right? Like, and again, like, time didn't feel like a constraint to me. It felt like
yeah.
this beautiful piece of the puzzle. It takes 3 plus years to make a bottle of wine. Making every Vintner's Daughter bottle between 3 and 5 weeks it felt like nothing. Once I started going to labs, these are, again, sophisticated formulas. It wasn't like I could make them at home. I needed
Yeah.
labs to produce them
For
for me.
sure. For sure.
That was when I understood how insane it was, and still is, because they all looked at me like, "Oh, yeah, no. Aren't you cute? Like, trust us, we'll make it faster, we'll make it cheaper."
Yep.
And I couldn't get a lab forever to
So
to
how long did it take you? So okay, so from the initial idea to actually getting the first
yeah,
product, which is active botanical serum,
yes.
right? To actually getting that onto market. How long did that take you?
From kind of starting to dream about it
Yeah.
to it's you can go online and purchase it, 3 years.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So, and then one product. So
one product.
tell us about that first product.
Okay, active botanical serum.
It's
Active
very
botanical
special.
serum, yes, it is now the most awarded face oil of all time, which is, of course, like, an
Amazing.
incredible honor.
Yeah.
Takes every bottle takes 3 weeks to make. Every bottle begins with whole plants, and, that is still something that is unheard of in beauty. And that first formula, and like I said, took it to labs. They were not interested in making it. I finally, after, I mean, I dropped off brownies and cupcakes and cookies and bagel. I mean, like I was relentless to
Yeah.
this one place because I knew that she understood what I was doing and that she would take a chance on me. Or I mean, I believed, and luckily, you know, she did.
Mm-hmm.
We're all very happy today.
Yep.
But having that one product, active botanical serum, as you know, was also ludicrous to have a single product. Like
Right.
it didn't exist.
Right.
And it barely exists even today. Nobody has a single product. And if they do, they have it. They're like, we have a single product and it's there for whatever, 2 months until like 20 others roll out. So I couldn't even get retailers to talk to me because they did not know how to talk about a single product. They did not know how to merchandise a single
Shelf
product,
space. Yeah.
right? And so because we were in this space of like these 25-step routines where, everybody was lining these up, it was wild how many. I mean, and now everyone's very happy that we're working together and all the things, but at the time it was I got turned away so many times.
Yep. Okay. Okay. So I want to talk more about that though. So like was it you knocking on doors,
Yeah.
talking to retailers? And so what would you say? What would you
Tina, it
say?
was me packing the boxes.
I
It was
love it.
me making the calls. It was me answering the emails.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely, it was me.
Okay. Now, with this is still early days. Was there a particular, a retail deal or moment
Yeah,
or
like a moment.
press or celebrity where it's like, oh, okay, that was when it really took off.
It was somewhat of a slow roll, and for me, there were moments. I remember very early on, at the very beginning, it was, like my mom, my aunts,
Yeah.
my best friends
Yeah.
I would get orders from, right?
Yep.
And then I started getting orders from people I didn't know in places I had never been, and I was like, "Oh, how are they finding out about it?" And
Mm-hmm.
then, and I knew no one, like, truly, I knew no one. And then just this viral thing happened. I don't mean viral like we think about it today on social media. I
Yeah.
mean, like, old-fashioned girlfriend to girlfriend,
Yeah.
like, I always say G to G. People were
I love
saying,
that.
like, right? They were like, "Oh my god, Tina, your face, like, your skin looks so good. What are you using?" I mean, we had people say that they were stopped on the street to ask what they were using, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was that. I mean, it was that. So it was a slow build. And then there was a big article it doesn't really exist. Like, it's hard to explain how influential it was, but Into the Gloss. So Into the Gloss was so
Mhm.
incredibly influential then. It
Wow,
was
yeah,
before Glossier. It was just a content platform and really dominated beauty, consumer beauty.
yeah.
And they wrote, an article, and it was entitled "The Face Oil to End All Face Oils." And that's really when it started to kind of, like, shoot through the roof. It was when I got retailers to actually, respond to me and wanna bring
Mhm.
on. Yeah, so that would be, like, the thing. And then, some really big celebrities found us and were generous enough to talk about us. Tracee Ellis Ross might have been one of the first. Certainly Gwyneth Paltrow was huge. I mean, Hailey Bieber,
Wow.
Rachel Brosnahan. So
Mhm,
many extraordinary, amazing celebrities and people with platforms that have supported us over the years. So
mhm,
I mean, it all just kind of built on itself.
mhm. So, how did you feel when it started to take off? Like, I'm curious,
Yeah.
were you excited? Scared? Do you
No, I thought
remember?
it was like the ride of your life. It was so fun.
Okay,
Yeah, absolutely, right? Like, it was beyond anything I ever thought. I was like, I had 2 babies at that point. I would have,
okay.
like, one on my lap, like, packing boxes. I would, they would put them down for a nap, and I would, like, pack my
Yeah,
entire car up with boxes to drive to the
okay,
UPS store.
okay.
And every day I would just be, like, working harder, 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 longer, 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 and finally realized that I needed to, start to build out a team.
Okay, well, that was what I was gonna ask you. So then at some point you said, "Okay, this time to build the company around that initial super successful product." So tell us about that. How did you approach that? What were the
Yeah.
early roles that you were hiring for?
Early roles, fulfillment, customer service.
Mhm.
Those were the biggest. I think after that, it was kind of account management and
Mhm.
not traditional, but really making sure our Stockist partners had everything they needed, had all the creative they needed. There was I think I had outsourced finance for a while and eventually
Mhm.
brought that in-house. Creative was always something that was really important to me, so we had a designer, a full-time designer from the beginning.
Yeah.
And, I'll be honest, I never expected this growth, and so I didn't have a plan in place, and so it grew very ad hoc, and there was a point there was sort of an inflection point, I don't even know, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, where it was like, "Oh, April, you gotta get serious about this." Like and I don't mean
Mhm.
I mean team,
Yeah.
right? Like, you've gotta get serious about team. Like, you can have the most incredible product in the world. You can have the most inventive, amazing strategy in the world, but as we all know, if you don't have the team, doesn't matter.
Mm.
And so that was when I started getting really focused on how do you build team.
Okay. So, what have been some of your learnings around team building over the years?
Team is everything. Team is everything. Yeah, I mean, I would say, I didn't make this up, but hire slow, fire fast,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
You know pretty quickly if someone's not in the right spot. And if you have an incredible person and they're not in the right spot, like find another spot.
Uh-huh.
For me, culture is incredibly important. I want everyone who is a part of Vintner's Daughter to feel like they're doing the work of their lives. And so for me, it's about creating the space for them to get to do that.
Yeah.
And, we talk about joyful rigor at Vintner's Daughter, and those are equally as important. And, we have a big, lofty goal and mission. Everyone else is creating the next.
Yeah.
The next, the more, the new, the more, the next, the new. We wanna create your last. We wanna
Yeah.
create your forever products, right? And that's a huge bar to live up to, right? We wanna create the products that you never wanna live without. And that's what we get to go do every day. And it's like,
Yeah.
I love my team. We get to work hard, we get to celebrate big, and we get to just learn from each other and create this, like, really beautiful, um community that's really supportive and just allows everybody to be themselves and bring their full selves to the office and to our work.
I love it. Okay. So, there's like so many threads to pull.
I know, sorry.
So many
I'm like,
questions.
I'm not
No,
I'm not
it's so
linear.
good.
Fortunately, I just sort of talk in circles.
I love it. No, no, they're like, I have so many questions. Okay, one thing that I am fascinated by is your we're gonna go back to product, but first on distribution,
Mm,
because you and your team have been extremely intentional around the distribution strategy from the beginning. Can you tell us more about that?
yes, we're really intentional about everything we do. We are disciplined about everything we do. We are uncompromising about everything we do, from our quality and the craftsmanship and the sourcing of our product to team to brand, how we live in the world, how we show up for our community in the world. And distribution's a huge part of that. Right? Huge. That is we don't have retail, our own retail. So
Mhm.
we have these incredible community ecosystem of we call them Stockist partners. And the other fact of the matter is that I can't pump out product like everybody else does. Like when you're using, just things off of a shelf,
Mhm.
powders off of a shelf that everyone else is using, you can, throw them in a vat, mix them up, pour them in the bottle, and you can scale up really, really fast. That's not I mean, it isn't how we make product, and so it was something that we always had to be very intentional and slow growth about it. There's also the piece of you've gotta understand what we're doing as a retail partner of ours, like, you really have to understand why we're different and what makes us tick. And that's something that's really important to us at a partnership level. And so we prefer, I mean, no big surprise, we prefer kind of deeper, fewer partnerships.
So I'm sure that that has meant saying no very frequently, perhaps even more than saying yes.
For sure, and not because that stockist partner or that retailer isn't extraordinary.
Mhm.
Many times it's that we just don't feel like we're the right fit for that
Uh-huh.
retailer. That for whatever reason, we just can't live inside that ecosystem in the way that we need to. And by that, I mean education.
Yeah.
Just, education's a really big piece of what you need to
Yeah.
understand about us. And that doesn't fit every retailer's model. Also, you think about huge retailers that have, hundreds of brands. And if we sit there on a shelf with 3 products, no one's
Uh-huh.
ever gonna find us, right? I mean, the huge reason why brands have so many products is to take up shelf space,
Yeah.
is to have presence. I mean, I don't you know what I mean? I'm just calling a spade a spade. But that's part of the deal, right? The constant cycle of new isn't necessarily because anyone needs that product, but it creates energy buzz around it to drive back to their, like, 2 or 3 core products. And we don't play that game, and so we're just not able to be in. I mean, frankly, we just can't probably succeed in those kinds of environments.
So interesting. I mean, a totally different philosophical, like foundational approach versus the vast majority of brands today.
Well, most brands are trying to get sold,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm building one of the very first heritage beauty companies in the
Yeah.
United States, right?
Yep.
And that doesn't happen in a 3 to 5 year investor timeline,
No,
as you
no.
know, Tina,
Yep, exactly. Not a
as you know.
venture capital. Exactly. Well, and this is really, really important. So let me ask you a question on that. Would you characterize Vintner's Daughter as a luxury brand?
The word luxury is so weird, right? I mean, it's like,
I wanted to ask you this. I'd be
so
curious.
weird.
I was curious how you were going to
I would
respond.
have to define luxury, right?
Yeah.
Like, to me, the word is kind of terrible, but what would I say about us is that we are like the absolute finest. We are the highest quality.
Uh-huh.
We have incredible integrity. It is something that is going to serve you always. And so you think about that, it's not fast. And there's fast luxuries. Do you know what I mean? Like, there is fast
That's a good
luxury,
point.
let's just say it. So this isn't like shiny, flashy luxury. This is and again, I
Mhm.
this is parsing a weird word to begin
Yeah.
with, but there's some kind of, like, more grounded
Yeah.
version of luxury,
Yeah.
maybe. True, I don't know.
For sure. No, no, I think you're exactly right. I mean, it's almost like the kind of like the more roots of luxury before probably the past 10 to 20 years, where it's really about like craftsmanship,
Yes. Yeah.
scarcity,
Raw materials.
quality, raw materials. And I think, now like the big luxury mega brands have moved into something else. But I think that is, in the kind of core sense of luxury, I think it is aligned with the,
Yes, like
with
an
the
old world idea of luxury, maybe.
yeah, 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 totally. But I like heritage also. That's a good way to
We have
describe.
a big for our 10-year anniversary, we put up a big sign, like a huge poster in the office that says, "10 years down, 100 more to go." And
Love
so
that.
that's what I'm thinking about.
That's so good. Okay, so I'm sure that over this decade plus period, you've probably had more interest from investors than you could even begin to keep track of. How have you thought about that?
I can't imagine that there is an investor in the world that would let me do what we do,
I love it.
and we're profitable.
Mhm.
And, I think once you have investment, like, you have to have an exit,
Yeah.
and that exit is based on multiples. And so you're the focus of the company goes from one of being, like, skin if you're in beauty, like, skin driven to revenue driven. It just has like, that exchange just happens. Maybe it's very overt, maybe it's more subtle, but it happens, and you start to make compromises. I don't ever wanna do any of that. Like, we are skin driven. We have to have revenue to be able to live into our mission, but, like you're living, you need oxygen to live, but that's not why you live. That that's how I think about it.
So good. Really, really interesting. Okay, we haven't even gotten to the second product yet. Totally shifting gears.
We're not even talking about product. It's like,
But I know there's so much. I mean, so much. So, okay, how long was it until
Mm.
you launch the second product, and when did you decide it was time?
Mm, it wasn't really about it being time to it was, let's see, 5 years after
Wow.
Active Botanical, 5.5, 6 years after we introduced Active Treatment Essence. And Active Treatment Essence really grew out of the performance of Active Botanical Serum. We knew that serum was having this just incredible impact on our community's skin. And because of the way we make product, we also knew that we were only telling half the story with serum. Because, like I said, we start with whole plants. We go through, we create what we call our phytoradiance infusion. This is this, like, half wisdom, half technology thing, component that lives at the heart of every formula. And when we're creating that for serum, because serum is oil, we're able to capture all of the oil soluble nutrients because in nature, there are oil soluble nutrients and there are water soluble nutrients. For instance, vitamin A, oil soluble,
Mm,
vitamin C, water soluble. So we knew with serum, we were delivering this like optimal ratios of like the most beautiful nutrients. And there was this world of water soluble nutrients that I also wanted to deliver. So that was where we began. And then because nature is so elegant, is so sophisticated, the other piece that comes along with that is oil is moisture, water is hydration, right? So Essence was not only going to deliver all the water soluble nutrients, it was also going to deliver all this beautiful hydration from those plants and serum, oil soluble nutrients, and moisture. And I think that's it's like a confusion in skincare, right? I think moisture and hydration get spoken about so often as if they're the same thing. And actually, they're entirely different, completely complementary, and you need both. So, hydration is the water content in your skin, moisture is the oil content, right? Our bodies are what, 65%, 60% water. So anything water soluble is going to be able to penetrate more deeply. Oil, because it's a larger molecule size, is going to protect that hydration, right? It's going to form a more occlusive layer. And so a cream, traditional, what we would call a moisturizer, a cream's actually an emulsion of water and oil. So it's a
mm.
mixture of hydration and moisture. Again, like, I'm never gonna create product just to create product. What I know is that if you have a distinct hydration step, followed by a distinct moisture step, you're gonna get deeper hydration and better moisture. So, that is how Active Treatment Essence came about, and because I always want our products to work, on every single level, we not only have this incredible hydration component, and it creates this really kinda cool hydration matrix over your skin, um, and all those beautiful, nutrients, water-soluble nutrients, all the B vitamins, vitamin C, all these beautiful minerals. We also fermented it. So, serum takes 3 weeks to make every bottle, essence takes 5 weeks to make every bottle. When I brought that to our lab and even extended the formulation by 2 weeks, I thought they were gonna, like, pass out. But it's important because that fermentation brings beautiful prebiotics, peptides, all these
Wow.
incredible skin strengtheners, berry strengtheners, and it makes all of those nutrients even more bioavailable. So with Essence, it is this like super powered official product that delivers your hydration, your vitamin C, your B vitamins, your barrier support. There's micro exfoliation involved. It is like our community calls it a facial in a bottle. And it just won Best Luxury Essence, which is exciting. Yeah.
Wow,
Mm,
congrats.
thank you. Thank you.
I love that product.
It's
I
so
love
good.
I love the smell of it also because
Oh, okay, Tina. You are gonna love this, and I need to send it to you. Kelly Rowland, Destiny's Child, Kelly Rowland, just
amazing.
did a big post on Instagram about her love for Active Treatment Essence. And in it, she says, "It smells, but it works." And it's just talking about how glowy her skin is after she uses it and how much she loves it, and that, Vintner's daughter is the truth.
Yes.
Um, anyway, so it smells like kombucha.
Yes,
It
exactly,
smells like
which I
kombucha.
love.
Yeah, right. It's
Wow.
not terrible, but it doesn't
No.
smell like roses.
Mhm. Right, yeah, but, it's I guess that's interesting. I mean, yeah, I love that sort of
I
fermented
know.
kind
Well,
of
I mean, the other
uh,
thing people say is it smells like it works.
yeah, I think that's right. I think that's right.
Yeah,
Oh, now how did she come to be using the
I have
product?
no idea.
Wow.
I mean, actually, no, I think in the video she said her makeup artist turned her on to it, which is really how most celebrities find us. Makeup artists love our products. They
Yeah.
love how it just sets the skin up so beautifully for them to be able to have this beautiful kind of canvas to work on. So I'm pretty sure that's how she found it.
Okay, that makes sense. I feel like for a lot of brands are like every month sending out tens, if not hundreds of products to influencers and creators and
Tina,
celebrities. Yeah.
thousands.
Okay, thousands.
Thousands. There
So
can be a single
thousands.
activation on TikTok that a brand sends out thousands of products.
Okay, thousands. So what do you think about that? Do you guys do that?
I mean, we can't because those products cost like 2 cents to make.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that,
So I had to play a different game.
our product's too valuable.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? To be able to do that. Now, if Kelly Rowland DMs us and says how much she loves Vintner's Daughter, I'm like, "Tell
All
me your
right, let's
address, I'll
go.
send it to you," right? And we have incredible creators who are,
Mhm.
like, really beautifully supportive of us. We have started working through ShopMy,
Yeah.
which, is a fantastic platform to be able to support, and reward these incredible creators. It is, um it is a piece of our strategy, but not I mean, not in the way that most brands are able to do it.
Right. I can imagine you're really looking for that exactly that right fit, just the same way that you
Yeah,
would be for retailers.
yeah. I mean, and we're really lucky that I get often asked, this might be one of your questions, Tina, but I often get asked, what's the Vintner's Daughter demographic? And here's what we know, and, we ended up paying this firm too much money to find out the same thing, that we don't have a demographic as it relates to, age
Yeah.
or, where they live. And so what I know is that we have a psychographic, and our
Mhm.
psychographic is the most discerning women in the world, like, period, end of story. These are women who know fact from fiction. They're women who understand quality. They understand, or I should say, they have values that are important to them when they shop. Yeah. I mean, our customers are the most discerning in the world. Like, just end of story.
It's your roots in wine are I mean, like, it's such a through line, I feel like you could almost be talking about, one of the top wine,
I know.
makers.
It's just. I
Yeah.
mean, how it's the air I breathe,
Yep.
right?
I love it. It's so, so unique. So, how do you spend your days? What is your focus in the company?
Well, my focus, oh my gosh. Again, I've got this incredible team, so I get to work with these extraordinary women every day. I have an all-women exec team,
I love that. Yeah.
and, we work on, I don't know, we all the normal stuff. We're having,
Mhm.
like, monthly, you name it. It's all the normal stuff of a business. I'm also doing amazing podcasts with my superstar friends, and I'm doing a lot of press, and I'm talking to a lot of people. From a strategic level, I'm thinking about how we're showing up in the world. The stockist, or the retail world, has, as you know, shifted dramatically over the last, I mean, post COVID, but even over the last 24 months, it's just been wild. And
Mhm.
understanding how we're going to live in this new world, and really studying it, asking a lot of questions, talking to a lot of people, and creating, alongside my incredible team, creating the.
So what does that look like? Maybe from a product perspective, remind us what currently do you have and what are you thinking about?
Well, we're never gonna be a brand who's introducing product all the time,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
With that said, we do have a few things up our sleeve, and I'll be, excited to talk about them
Yeah.
when they come out. We don't
I
have a
love it.
I don't have product is ready when it's ready. So, I
Mhm.
don't have anybody breathing down my shoulder to
Yeah.
say, "You have to hit this deadline. It has to be ready by this date because we have to hit these numbers." It is not ready until it's ready. So,
Very special.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so where do you see the business, let's say, in 10 years? Are you still gonna be running the business?
I hope so. I love it. I mean, I'm excited to go to the office every day. I hope that we have an incredible team that's inspired to do, you know, incredible work. I hope that we're continuing to create a community and to, just have a community that we hold a really special place in their lives.
Mm.
Nothing, no testimonial. We're lucky to have like a really, again, generous, beautiful community. And one of the testimonials
Yeah,
I love most is this has changed my relationship to my skin.
I
And
love
so
that.
that to
Yeah.
me is sort of at the foundation of what is so beautiful about the work we're doing. So often in beauty, we're taught to like struggle with our skin, right? We're taught that we need to fix it because it's broken or correct it because it's wrong, or all the ways in which we're kind of taught to think poorly about our skin. And for me at Vintner's Daughter, like we don't use any of those words. I'm sure I could spell a lot more if I slapped
Mhm.
anti-aging and fix and correct and transform and all those words, I'm sure. I have two girls. I refuse to do it. To me, it feels predatory, which is I know dramatic. And so I want our community to feel joy and gratitude and confidence in their skin. So when we receive testimonials like, this has changed my relationship with my skin, it is everything. So
Yeah.
in 10 years, I hope that we are still doing that.
Yeah. So I love that. April, what are your thoughts on what I feel like brands that are targeting increasingly younger girls? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's predatory. I do. And I think everybody's part of it.
Mhm.
Everybody needs to take responsibility in it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I just, these poor girls are getting thrown to the wolves.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
my poor kids. I have a tween and a teen. My poor kids
Yeah.
hear about it all the time.
Yeah. 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 And so I guess maybe that's one example, but like as you look at the beauty industry today, what strikes you?
Great question. It is shifting so dramatically right now, I think. And there's so many different I think this is good. And I think there's a level of confusion to the customer. There's just so much.
Mhm. Yeah.
There's so much. The barrier to entry is so little. Right? Everyone's being made at the same factories or the same 6 labs, like everyone. And they can go in, they can pick a formula off a shelf, they can add their signature, you know, 5923,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
And call it their technology or what have you. And, 2 months later, there's a new brand on the shelf. And I think that is, confusing to the consumer. I think she has grown weary, and I think that's probably part of the reason why they're going after younger kids because, yeah, I
I think
who
you're
knows
right.
where it's gonna end up.
I think you're right. It feels almost, and I mean, we're in the industry, and it feels almost impossible to keep up. Right? New, just always, and very, incremental. And as you say, I totally agree with you. The barriers to entry for just a generic product are so low, and so that just has created just this explosion of product. And then, of course, we have TikTok and everything. Is you just
How crazy is it that TikTok Shop inside of a year became the 6th largest beauty retailer
insane.
in the US? Wild. I
It's so
mean,
wild.
it is incredible that that happened.
It's incredible. It totally is. Now, is TikTok part of Vintner's daughter's marketing, or your customer is not there?
Our customer probably is there, but it hasn't been something that we've focused on.
Mhm.
It is such a content machine,
Yeah,
and it's just not a format, to be totally honest, we've cracked to
yeah,
figure out how we would show up as a brand on TikTok.
right. That makes sense. Well, it's just like speed and the next thing, and that's just it's like antithetical to how you all think about building the brand. So, I have a question for you because one of the things that strikes me is so you're a leader internally with your team. You're spending a lot of time every day talking to external, whether it's podcasts or press people or retailers, and of course, then you're a mom, right? It's a lot of like energy. How do you get energy and manage all those demands on showing up?
I mean, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm just really grateful for it all. And so I have like immense gratitude for the fullness that is my life right now. And one day it's not going to be so full. And hopefully I have gratitude for that as well.
Yeah.
I have a great husband. I have a great family. I have great friends. And I live in a place that's endlessly inspiring, Northern California,
Yeah.
that's endlessly inspiring to me. I mean, my office is in the Presidio. It's a national park. We look out over the Golden Gate Bridge and the Marin Headlands. So I find inspiration everywhere. And like I have downtime, right? Like I have true downtime, which for me is really important, and I make room for it.
That's beautiful. So, okay, last question. What is your advice for entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs?
I think you got to get laser focused on what you want to do, and then you just go. You just have all the hustle, all the heart, and everything's different, obviously, depending on what your business is. But you have to have just like, I think, a really clear vision and just be ready to like work your ass off.
Work your ass off.
I mean,
Def-
you know what I mean? Like, you have to have great people around you. You have to have a great team, great advisors, all the things. And ultimately, it comes down to you.
Yep. Yeah. Gotta be killer.
I mean, I don't know that I would use that. An assassin?
Hustle.
Let's just go with
Hustle.
it.
What did you say?
I said an assassin.
Exactly. Oh, I like that.
No,
I like that.
hustle, like heart and hustle, right?
Hustle.
Like equal
Yeah.
parts. Heart and hustle is what I always say because I think they're both like it's critical, especially long term. Like, it might not be an instant success, right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
might have to like keep working at product market fit, or I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to like be able to like stay in the game.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I mean, I think that's one of the amazing like takeaways from your story and from Vintner's daughter's story is really taking this long view of building a brand, developing product, building a business, building a team. And right, it's like intensity in the day, but taking a long view of where what you're building and where you're going. It's incredibly impressive.
Thanks, Tina. I mean, and you and I have been friends for how long? I mean, you've known us since like a long time,
Early days,
early
early days.
days.
I remember meeting you through a mutual friend probably 10-ish years ago,
No,
and
I think it was
you
longer because
oh,
I
maybe
think
even
I met
longer.
Joe while I was still
That's right, you did.
at the winery
That's right, you did.
at that
That's right, you
crazy
did.
that crazy wild party in New
Yes,
York that one time.
that's right. Oh my gosh, that's right. Yep, you are right. You are right. And then when we reconnected, you said, "I have a
Right.
beauty brand."
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, that was a fun night.
So great. So great. I love it. Well, thank you so much, April.
Thank
This
you
has
for
been
having me, Tina.
fantastic. Really
I
terrific.
love this. I'm so excited for this. Like,
Thank
congratulations.
you.
It's
I
fantastic.
really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you like this episode, find more on Spotify and check us out on YouTube and Instagram. There is no alternative podcast.